he just upped the whole ante for us.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah.
So 3 years I've got a different number one. Interesting, isn't it?
Aye, but we're not having it's not having a pop at any of the goalies. It's just
No. Just shows you how good they all were.
Aye. Interesting, but I've got to take my hat off to Alan McGregor, considering where would they have been with appearances if the incident in 2011-12 had they happened.
Aye, that's right.
Yeah, he would have been. He was a stalwart. I mean, that's all there is to it. And I was ever so pleased when he was doing England. He went to Hull City, played absolutely wonderful stuff. Absolutely wonderful stuff. So I've kind of followed him, and I say it without any bias. I think he is just one of the finest goalkeepers that the world's ever had. That's my honest opinion. Tall.
Yeah.
You know, he's got everything running about him, you know.
Right, Bridgeman, I would have had him as number one for what Oxley have just said. If it hadn't happened and it's still been here, obviously we would have won titles and stuff and cups and that. Because we would have won the league that year anyway. The year that you know what happened, right? We were 15 points clear and all that, weren't we? So we would have won the league and all that. But,
yeah, we would have done. They took 10 points off us.
Aye. That's right, we were 15 points clear. We would have won the league that year.
Aye, absolutely. Nailed on.
I don't know if that's strictly true. They won their games in hand and we lost some points and they went ahead of us before the...
Aye, but we had that hanging over us. And then players revolting and leaving and all that. So, but if that hadn't happened, McGregor would have won leagues and cups, and he probably would have been number one because, as you say, longevity.
Aye, longevity, you know. Aye, but fair play. I mean, first and foremost, I think we take our hat off to Al McGregor, but a great question, Linda, and I can't really divide any of them if I'm being honest. I always thought you needed to be nuts to want to play in goals. There you go.
We've been really fortunate to have all these really good goalkeepers. I mean, I can't even remember just, you know, over the last sort of 20-odd years, 25 years, having a really bad goalkeeper that we would have thought, we want rid of him right away.
Oh, Steve Simonson.
All right. Where did he play?
I love it.
I'm the same one that I did the two goalies that Bridgeman mentioned. I was like, I don't know who they are.
What? George Niven?
No, I've heard of him, but the other one that he mentioned.
Billy Ritchie.
How far back are you going there? Is that the 50s?
Early 60s.
George Niven was before Billy Ritchie.
Richie Shearer.
I think I've heard the names, but I mean, I was born in 68, so come on, eh?
Yes, of course. All I'm saying to you is the famous team people could rhyme off then that started off. Yeah. Initially, it was Niven, Shearer, Caldow, you know, and so on and so forth.
I've heard of some of them. But it's like the Pele Maradona argument, eh? A lot of folk will say Pele because they saw him play. A lot of folk will say Maradona because they were too young to see Pele play. You know what I mean? I would have put Woods at number one if they had knocked out Frank McAvenny.
That would have been reason enough for a lot of boys as well, I'll tell you. That'd have been close.
Especially if they knocked out the 18th.
Just for a couple of seasons, Woods made it look so easy. Yeah, I think the thing about Woods was he was maybe more graceful than the rest of them. Whether he was a better goalie than them, that's a good question. I don't know if he was as brave or as stupid as Alan McGregor or Andy Gorham. I don't think he was, you know, but just to change the position and up to level at that particular era.
Yeah.
You know?
He had that problem with the inner ear as well, didn't he, Oxley?
Aye.
Mind the balance thing.
Remember that conversation we had? Wait till you hear your name.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
On that naughty step.
I apologise.
Get on that naughty step.
We've all been on that.
That's shocking. I've never been on that. No,
you're the worst. And you come, Dave.
What a shocker.
And you come, Dave.
Aye, no, I'm saying mind that problem he had with his inner ear. But he was out for a while with that one, you know. We thought that was going to end his career, didn't we?
He was never the same after that, mate. He was never
I've had that, I know. I ken what it's like, I've had that, I know. It's quite scary, like. You look up and you're bloody, you think you're kind of drunk, you're swearing and that. Eh? I had it. It's called vertigo. It's called.
I've had that a few times when I've been out with Fox. Right, okay.
My missus, she's got and it's called I can't remember what it's called again, but it's very, and she still suffers for it now. But it's to do with the inner ear as well.
Right, okay.
It's quite scary, like.
All right, okay. Your balance, affects your balance, doesn't it? Right, okay. So, man, if people want to join us after the tuning gives their top 5, and we'll move on, we'll really start cramping up for the morning night's game. What's the number?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Join us at Skype at RangersRadio.online. You brought in a call, the Old School Blue and Fox. Phone in, hang up, and we will phone you back. We're really interested in your top 5 goalies. Linda's put it out there, and because of Alan McGregor getting his cap appearance record tomorrow night, beating Barry Ferguson. Obviously different eras. We didn't play the European ties we did back in the day, but you've got to say it's still no mean feat, Linda.
Yeah, it's a terrific achievement. And you wondered, probably Barry wondered if that would ever be broken, particularly with the years that we were out of Europe there, after all our troubles. And we've absolutely played fantastically in Europe. And Alan's had some terrific performances, hasn't he? Some really big saves. We always remember the people who score the goals and who sets the goals up. But sometimes we forget the saves that he's actually made in some of these games, to help us get wins or help us get through these qualifiers. So he's been absolutely brilliant for us.
Here's a question then before we go to the tune. Who are the goalies we've mentioned? And we've mentioned a few between us, Big Dave. Is McGregor is he the one that's the most shows the most leadership qualities?
I don't know, because Gorham was quite good at that as well, wasn't he? Shouting at the defence and all that. But he'd be up there. He'd definitely be in the top 2, him and Gorham. Definitely. And another thing, Andy Halliday was talking about McGregor the night on SSP, as they call it. Mm-hmm. And he carried his second spell, no his first spell, second spell, this spell. He carried, and I can't remember either a mistake that McGregor's made. I remember a mistake he made in his first spell, the one that went through his arms, but we still won that game, 4-2. But no, he's been solid. He's got better as he's got older, I think. Not one single mistake he's made in his second spell, has he, guys?
That's what we say about Bridgeman as well, isn't it, Bridge?
I have to say, goalkeepers are salt of the earth people in general, but there's always a couple of mistakes there somewhere.
Well, usually not, Bridge. Come on, be honest.
Well, of course. Who would dive in with the boots going and all that? Just dive in and grab the ball. Just crazy people. However, I know that I've seen Alan McGregor make a couple of clangers in my short lifetime. And I don't see if he's going to continue playing for us. I can't imagine he's not going to make any more. But what the guys are saying is absolutely.
This time round, I really can't.
I'm saying that he's playing so well. I hope it never happens. Mm-hmm. But you can't. You really shouldn't say never, should you? You can't jinx him, But no, and he is a big leader on the pitch. He moans, the biggest moaning face ever.
We've obviously got our own CB, who was a goalkeeper, the most handsome of goalies there ever was. CB.
Oh, bro, he's Clawhammer Jake, are you kidding?
That was after the game, mate.
That was after the game.
Who's CB?
He's in
he's in the forum there, pal.
He's in my forum, but one of the long-standing.
Cumbrian
Bear, he's called. Cumbrian Bear. CB for short.
That was a position I used to play at goals.
Oh, you didn't know it, did you?
And it's true, by the way, we do like a moan. That's true.
Miss Dave, that explains a lot. Right, get your stuff. We're going to have a tune.
Okay.
I recall, I have followed football and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white from the day I'd be Rangers for life. And I vowed to my dad, if I too have a lad, I would show him the way as he did on that day. And so now here I stand with young Lyle by the hand after walking down Paisley Road West. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. When I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. For the day I'd be Rangers for life. There's a great sense of pride that I feel deep inside as I'm watching the jurors, my father and son. And it's sure safe to say at the end of the game, win or lose, we will all follow on. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. Ever since I recall, I have followed football and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. For the day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life.
Oh, the beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. Brilliant.
Doesn't matter, Bridge, you're not getting into Bob Cheer's band.
Bob Cheer. Oh, no. He said he wanted to sing with me. He wanted to sing the, what do you call it, the Rolling Stones one. And what was it?
I don't think you quite heard that right, mate.
Oh, I see. Wasn't it something off, was it? Oh, I did. I remember now. We struck a couple of chords up saying, I want it painted black. I see that red dress and I want it painted black. Bob, you're not singing.
Bob's not here, mate.
Oh, no, it wasn't him. Was it? Sorry. It was Bob who was speaking to. Sorry, I got mixed up there.
Bridgeman, that's that age thing again.
I know, pal. Tell me about it. And it's shocking, by the way. You never recover
You're talking to people that aren't there.
I get mixed up with your voice and Bob's voice, believe it or not.
Where's Bob from?
Bob's from, I would say,
he's from Alloa.
Clackmannanshire, isn't it?
Oh, you're Stirling. Stirling in that. Clackmannanshire, isn't it? That's Stirling, isn't it?
And where are you? Where are you?
Edinburgh.
You're an Edinburgh man. Oh my God!
Aye. So they probably do sound a bit similar, right enough. Aye.
I think you do actually, but never mind. I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to cause problems to confuse people.
Right, okay. Come and join us. Give your thoughts. Tomorrow night's game, top 5 goals. I'm McGregor himself. What your thoughts are? 014-1356-1972. or joins at Skype at RangersRadio.online. Tomorrow night, how do you see us lining up, Linda?
Right, my team, McGregor. I've got Tav, Goldson, Balogun and Barisic. I think that was the easiest job in terms of picking the back four, because obviously Hollander's out. My midfield three are Davis, Kamara and Arfield, just playing the sort of higher one of the three. And up front, I've got Roof, Morelos and Kent.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I think I'll give you that, Linda. Part of that question, that's that sorted. Dave?
Well, as you say, it's part of the question, because that's my team. It's the same team that started against Benfica, so why change it?
And obviously, Aribo's not been 100% fit. I think the back four plus the goalie picks itself. I would say that's our top three, front three at the moment. Has anybody got a problem with that?
Nope.
Bridgeman?
No, I agree. That's the exact same team I've picked.
So then you're in looking at the midfield. Jack's out, Aribo's not been great. Zunga's just coming back, and it pretty much picks itself then. Maybe Aribo on the bench, but maybe... Yeah?
Yeah.
Oxter, can I say something? They said the day Barker's on the bench for the moment. Now, we were just talking about him the other day, how easily he come off. So how's he fit already?
Stephen Gerrard said in the press conference he's carrying an ankle knock for the AstroTurf, didn't he?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, I was surprised with them saying that he might be on the bench some more. I was thinking, well, there you go. There's your answer. Because he could, if that's the case, he could have played through the pain. You know what I mean?
Do you know what? I don't want to have a go, because you don't know what the instructions have been. If you get anything, we'll get 5 substitutes. Don't take any risks. You know?
Yeah.
It might not have been.
I mean, I didn't like having a go, but I just get the feeling that he comes off too easily.
I'm not arguing.
He gives in.
We always assume it's the boy. It might not always be, you know. Modern football is a bit different, you know. All right, I can't argue with that team, Linda. I really can't. I think you've nailed it. I think you've just ruined my question. I thought I got at least 15 minutes out of that.
I mean, the only sort of place I thought maybe twice was the midfield in terms of what you said about Aribo. But Arfield's been playing so well, hasn't he? And he's been chipping in with goals. And I know you've said before maybe Arfield could push up, but that means that one of the front three would need to sit out, and I couldn't pick one of them to sit out just now. Roof, Morelos or Kent, they're too important to how the team plays.
That's a fair comment. I can't argue with you. I think you've nailed it. I really do. Bridgeman?
Yeah, look, that's all of us think that's the best team we think is available. The manager is his own man. He likes Barker, so he could actually play him for that wee bit extra pace. I think things like he could put Zungu in there because he's still fresh, isn't he? You know what I mean? So you just don't know how well the manager's going to do it. Don't be surprised if it's not the same teams as we've said, and all three of us have said the same thing. So that's all I'm going to say. I think if he brings someone in, it wouldn't surprise me if he brought in Barker, because he's done it before. He bamboozles us somewhere sometimes. So God knows what he's going to do. God knows. But it's going to be a good team no matter what.
I think when they're all fit, the whole squad, that's our best team as well. The only change you could make really is Hollander for Balogun. You could play either or. You could play either or, and it wouldn't make a difference.
Big Aribo, mate, on form, gives you
yeah, but then your who would you drop for Aribo?
At the start of the season, Aribo was ahead of Arfield. Arfield's come in and got the bit between his teeth.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've spoken about that, and so has Gerrard, about people taking their chance. I think he came off the bench a few times, Scott Arfield, at the beginning of the season, and I've got to be honest, a few of us thought he didn't look, quite as sharp. but he certainly took his chance, and maybe just the lack of international games, he's not having to travel. I think that's doing Scott the world of good, and I know I'm being selfish, but I hope he doesn't play for Canada again for quite a wee while, because we are certainly seeing the benefits of that, Ox. It's just my opinion about him travelling.
It's a really good shout there. It's a really good shout, because Arfield, early on, I don't think very many people were too happy with him, but I think he's got whatever knocks he had. I think that long layoff with COVID stuff has done our club and team a world of good, and a lot of people got rested up and recovery, short recoveries and small recoveries. It makes a big difference, and that's probably what's happened. And getting the game for Canada, as it was quite rightly said there, makes a huge difference. My goodness, when he got the chance to get back into the team, bit between the teeth, as you said, Oxchair, never looked back. He's never looked back. He's a superb player for us.
I agree with you. Go on, sorry.
On you go, Dave. On you go.
No, I agree with you about Aribo, because in certain games you can play Aribo and Arfield with that front three. But in games against, obviously, in Europe, you want the two holders, don't you? You want the Davis and Kamara, or Davis and Jack, or Jack and Kamara, alongside either Aribo or Arfield. So I agree with you there, but like say at home, when we played Aberdeen, you could play Aribo and Arfield with Kamara or Jack or Davis in the middle. So I agree with you in that sense, but as it stands right now, that 11, as I say, apart from Hollander and Balogun, you could play either or. That 11 in Europe and against Celtic and away to Aberdeen and all that, that would be my 11.
I get it. I just think that Aribo in certain games just gives you something different, Linda.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's so comfortable with the ball. His feet isn't Ox, and he had been getting into good goal scoring sort of positions as well, and he'd started to increase his numbers. I think he's a terrific player, and it's been a shame for him. He picked up that injury. He must have missed about 8 games, and then obviously I think it was a stomach bug he had at the weekend, because I think he would definitely have played against Falkirk. So really looking forward to seeing him getting up to full speed again. And I mean the choices that Gerard's got, it's phenomenal, really.
And let's be honest about it, the boy Zunga started okay as well. I think we've all been quietly impressed with him. Would that be fair? Bridge then, Dave?
Yes, another international player joins our ranks, and the first couple of times he's been on the pitch, he's been absolutely superb. I think our manager has got a real tough choice because he's got a really good midfield as it stands at the moment. But you're adding him into the mix, and my goodness gracious, you're up in the way up high with the quality. That's fantastic. I'm so excited for tomorrow.
If people want to join us, give us your thoughts. What's the number, mate?
The number's 0141 356 1972. Come on here and give us your team.
Or join us at Skype at RangersRadio.online. You brought in a call by Fox Old School Blue. Phone in, hang up, and we will phone you back. It's a good problem to have, Dave.
It's brilliant. I would say we've seen him, and he's looked good. He's looked quality for what we've seen him. But as I say, we've not seen him up against a quality team yet, really, have we? We're half against Hamilton, and then the cup tie in it. So I'll judge him more when we see him kind of against Standard Liège if it comes on the morning, or in a bigger game. But he does. I mean, he looks the part. But as I say, we've not seen him against quality opposition yet, have we?
Nah, that's fair, mate. That's fair. Can't argue with that.
Who's it we got him from again? Who was it we got him from?
Some Frenchman, wasn't it? I remember the name of the team, mate.
Ames or something?
Rennes. Was it Rennes?
Reims or something like that, aye.
Okay.
Bufana.
What?
That's what they call the South African team, isn't it? Bafana.
You're right. That's correct. When I heard them shouting, what is that I'm saying there? Because I lived over there for a while. I don't remember them.
It's South Africa and their lingo, isn't it? Bafana.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never heard of that. I've heard a lot of languages, but never heard that.
Was that a real Bridgeman when you were there? Was that a real fight, or was it just a skirmish that Rock's drift?
Small skirmish. A small skirmish.
Right.
How many lions did you kill when you were there?
Who's that?
I've been joined.
Who are you?
Big Elton.
Big Dave.
Hello.
How we do? Big man, you really deafened us on it.
Oh, it's these new earphones. I'll speak quietly. Is that better?
Come in with somebody through a megaphone there.
Oh, sorry, gentlemen. Sorry.
How you doing, big man?
Oh, I'm great. It's good to speak to you. I've been busy, man. I've been snowed under with work.
Oh, don't
Just
knock
go
it,
here.
Don't knock it. There's thousands of here.
Oh, no. I know. It's pretty bad out there, eh? We're all right here. We're brand new. In regards to the goalkeepers, personally, you have to go for Andy Gorham. I think he's the greatest goalkeeper we've seen. As you mentioned, there was a 3-year period. I think it was him and Schmeichel were fighting out for the best goalkeeper in the world, if you like. There was nobody else could probably touch they two, and I think Schmeichel just edged it because he was playing in English Premier League at the time. Then I'm going to go Kloss, because Kloss is a goalkeeper I've seen more consistently, and I think Kloss, I've met him a couple of times just at functions and things like that, and he came across as a real gentleman. I've met Andy Gorham. He's not so much a gentleman, and he's, should I say, compared to Kloss anyway. Alan McGregor, it's hard to see past Alan McGregor, but I'll put him third, and then I'd go for Chris Woods. I was a young man when I was watching Chris Woods. I didn't appreciate probably how much he offered us at that period of time. So that would be my selection. I was thinking when you were mentioning that, and I was thinking about when you were a young man, Ox. What about Nicky Walker? Where would you rate him? It's just a question. Was he any good, or
no, mate? I would say that Nicky Walker he might not be your top
dead
Rangers goalies, mate. Yeah.
But I'm just thinking he was the man, and
he was the worst. But you've got to recognise that the first time Suniston, was getting Woods. And now Nicky Walker played some games in Sunis's first season. He was a backup to Chris Woods. Yes. I think he left the club the first summer. I need to check it out. I don't think if you were looking back through the Rangers history, you'll get obviously the ones that Bridge mentioned, George Niven, Billy Ritchie, Donny Martin.
Was this a war year?
No, that's the 60s, mate, and that, these guys are club legends. Then you've also got guys like Charbonnet, you've got
Varus.
They would maybe be ahead of Nicky. He didn't play in the greatest Rangers team, but I wouldn't say he was the worst, but I don't think he would even get in the top 10 if I'm being honest, mate.
But can I ask you another question, because you are the guys with your finger on the pulse. Is this deal thing with the Club 1872, is this a viable thing? Is this a good thing?
Do you want my honest opinion, Al?
Yes.
I don't know, mate. I really don't know.
The information I've garnered and what I'm trying to read, it seems to contradict itself, and you can't really come away from reading it with a definite answer.
I think the morality in it is the idea is tremendous. I think it's a model of work. I've got my doubts, but I could be persuaded if people wanted to try and persuade me.
Can I come in upstairs?
Yes, Dave.
No.
Because I've heard that like 25 is it 25.1%, and if the fans, obviously if the fans buy into it, 1872 they get the shares. Well, for what I've heard, does it not stop like a Craig White or somebody you didn't want coming into the club. It safeguards the club, for what I've heard. Is that not the case?
There is positives in that, but then how do we safeguard Club 1872? How do we safeguard that? Because the people running it now might be first-class individuals, but how do you save that?
Yeah. Would they be? Yeah, but they wouldn't run the club. They would just have a say in it.
No, but then who would run Club 1872?
Yeah, I don't know. As I say, I didn't care all the politics either. To be honest with you.
There's a lot of pluses in it, I think, Big Al, but I think there's a lot of unanswered questions. That's my own personal point of view.
And am I right in saying as well that the club would receive none of the 12 million? So
no, it's like buying the Bridges house off them.
Well, that's what I'm just going to say. If the safeguarding part of it was correct, it would cost the fans £12 million to safeguard our club for the future. Is that simplified? That?
Aye, but then how do you if you want to have a share issue, you go back to the initial shareholders for more capital? Yeah, you'd be asking the fans to pony up again,
Yeah.
You know, and what do you do if you're putting in £1,000 every year, big man, and then 1 year there's problems at Mill and you can't afford it and you have to back away from it? There's a lot of questions to be asked,
I think you've got to commit to a tenner a month as well, isn't it?
Aye, I mean, don't get me wrong, for a lot of people that'll be a tenner a month's nothing. For a lot of people it's not a tenner a month. It might be their limit for all the other stuff they buy,
Yeah.
So, look, if it's positive for their club, I wish them all the best. I've nothing, no axe to grind with Club 1872.
Did you know here that the secretary 1872 talking on Super Scoreboard talked to you?
No, I don't.
The woman, Laura, her name is Laura something.
Laura Fox.
She was talking.
It's not a channel I listen to much, mate.
She was talking on Super Scoreboard and explaining it, and they've got 7,500 now, so they're obviously going to need another 12,500 to buy into this.
Yeah, but there's a lot. You would need to find out what are the historical members, there's lifetime members in there.
Aye.
There's a lot of questions.
Yeah. You would think if Laura was wanting to speak to the Rangers fans, she'd come on Rangers Radio.
She might well do.
That's a good point, Linda.
Yeah, I think we said that earlier on, didn't we, Ox?
Hiya, Linda.
Hi, Al. How you doing?
You've got a beautiful voice, man.
You've never said that to me. Never said that to me.
Thank you so much, Al.
No problem, Linda.
It was just, I don't know, Al. I think I'm with Ox as well. I'm a wee bit unsure about it all. But certainly there's a lot of different platforms that they could reach out to, and it would just provide us with a wee bit of reassurance, Al, because everything's going quite well just now, isn't it? And we don't want
that's the thing. That's the thing, Linda. We seem to be on a trajectory to 55. I don't want to touch wood, but you don't want these things to come back and bite you and unsettle areas of the club that don't need unsettled in a time like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think Dave King? I mean, they've done all their. I mean, they say they've been talking for a while. Do you not think Dave King wouldn't do something like that if he thought it was the wrong thing?
No, I don't have a problem with what Dave King's done. I think he's done it for the game.
No, I'm saying selling his shares to 1872. You must believe it's going to safeguard Rangers. You must believe that.
I think a fan buy-in safeguards Rangers. But it's what model do you use? You look at the German models, they seem to have a good fan buy-in thing.
Yeah, Barcelona.
And you come, Bridge?
I think it was Dave King that said when he finally managed to get the power, I think he said he doesn't want never be in this position again, and he's advocated fan ownership of Rangers. but it would take time. So maybe this is the time, and maybe I don't know whether the way he's wanting to do it is the right way to get it done, but it could be the one that wee sweeteners in there or whatever. There's my whole take my whole share issue, and that will get you a voice on the board for meetings and so on and so forth, for votes. But I doubt very much that in that agreement would be that the fans could kill Rangers. But the doubt could be there, couldn't it? A lot of folk might not see it that way. I don't think any fan of Rangers would want Rangers to get killed, if you follow what I mean. But you just don't know. It's so new. It's such a new thought. Pipe dreams sometimes come true. So whatever happens, I wish everybody luck.
I'm just going to have to go, guys. I've got an emergency here.
Right, big man. See you later. It sounds like.
Right, okay. I'm busy. Right, take care, gentlemen. Thanks very much.
Cheers, Al. What he said, Bridgeman, was as well, he doesn't want Rangers to be in control of one man again, like it was, and stripping the club, like
no,
a
that's correct.
He
wanted the fans to be a big ownership, and it's a really good idea, providing that you trust that it's going to turn out that way. Because Rangers are quite diverse, aren't they? Rangers fans are quite diverse that way. I mean, I want Rangers to succeed no matter what. I'm one of these guys. I'll buy my season ticket no matter what. That kind of thing, If they put another share issue, I'll be in. That kind of thing.
Aye, that's the thing, Bruce. I mean, there's a lot of unanswered questions, and of course we didn't expect the people for Club 1872 come on here right away and speak to us. They've obviously been inundated. We get it, we understand. We'd just like to come on and explain their model, and we'll see where it takes us. Because it is ultimately a power of good for Rangers. Linda, I'm in.
Yes, so am I. If it's going to benefit the club, because I don't have a difficulty with it at all. It's maybe something that people we would even consider investing in if we just got it explained a wee bit more. I heard Dave was talking about the £500 and then it's £10 a month thereafter. I mean, I think they said on the website that you can sort of cancel that £10, but they would encourage you to keep it going. So there's still a few wee unanswered questions. But certainly reaching out to the fans forums, I think, would be a really positive step.
Yeah, it seems to be a way. It's a big part of all football clubs now. Social media, obviously, it's instant. The fans forums, which we're one, because we've become under that guise. Yeah. But look, I'm sure it'll run. I'm sure we'll discuss it again, Bridgeman. But we can't take our eye off the ball on the park.
Oh, absolutely not. But can I just say, the last thing I've got to say now, they need to watch out, because if anything does go wrong with Rangers, then it's normal the shareholders, the first thing shareholders are going to be asked to put some money in. Mm-hmm. And that's it's only natural. And I don't know if the biggest shareholder being, if it was Club 1872, whether they could afford to put, whatever that amount of money is per share, I don't know if they'll be able to do that, because that's a massive amount of shares. However, that's the way of the world. Anyway, forward. Let's go forward.
Get the football. Right, Right, we need people to come and join us. Last half hour of the show, we want their top 5 goalies, we want their predictions for tomorrow night. And even their team, if they see it different for Linda. How's this game going to go tomorrow night? Big Dave, what's the score going to be?
Well, I'm going to be optimistic, and if we played like we did last week, I'm going for a 3-0.
Oh, I like it. Linda?
I'm going for 3-1. Rangers, obviously.
Right, okay. I'm not even going to ask you, Bridge. I'm not even
1-0 for me. 1-0 for me. 100%.
Oh, yeah. You
thought I was going to change my mind, didn't you? No, 1-0. No. 1-0 for the Jets.
Did you say 1-0 against Falkirk as well?
Yes, indeed. Every team.
I wonder how many bets you'd get. I wonder how many bets you'd get up if you done that every week.
Not very many. But a far better team.
Most of the games he's been right at some point. I'm in Bridges. I'm near Bridges camp, so I'll take one more than him and go for 2-0. There you go. I think it'll be a tougher game than we think. Not quite as tough.
Let's make it harder, Rocksteer. Who's going to score the goals?
I hope Alfie gets 1-1 dinner.
Yeah, I'd like to see Alfie score. Yeah, Alfie for a double, and maybe I'm going to go for Kamara for a change.
Do you think he'll get that far forward?
He might have a nosebleed.
Well, he scored a good goal in Benfica, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know, he's a good player, that boy. 50,000 quid per inch, man.
You know, sometimes you've got to wake up and think, who got him? How did we get him? £50,000. Unbelievable.
It was robbery.
Unbelievable.
Well,
you look at it now, and I mean, he comes for the look. He was coming for to sign on his enemy in a pre-season contract, so they just tried to cut it short, didn't they? And give Dundee a couple of bob. And I don't object to the boy coming. I just object strongly that we're going there and we try to help other clubs. I am not for helping other clubs. No way. Don't give them a brown copper coin. Not one of them. That's the way I think. Yeah. But I'm not going to bore you any longer.
Can I give you my goal scorers for the morning?
On you go, Dave.
I'm going Roof, Kent, and Morelos. The front three, one each.
By the way, I hope you're right, mate. Come on, Roof. I wasn't sure when we signed him. I'd seen him play locally down here, and I thought, but he's been a more intelligent player than I thought he was going to be, Linder. I've got to be honest with you. And his goal scoring record's getting pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's got 7 goals he's got now, Ox, and he is very intelligent. I didn't know an awful lot about him either. Was it Leeds he played for at one point, and he scored a lot of goals for them, and quite a variety of goals. I've been really impressed with him. His link-up play is really good, as you say, his movement, and him and Alfie seem to complement each other as well. You know, they're building up a good partnership. That's why I hope maybe Alfie scores tomorrow night, because it is going to be important to him. But I've been really impressed with Roof, a really cracking player we've signed there, I think.
I agree. Bridgeman?
Taking the words right out of my mouth. He's been a smashing player for us. It took him a wee while just to get sorted and get up to speed. But my goodness gracious, you can see what he can do. 2 absolutely outstanding goals in a short space of time, and a number of others that weren't quite as outstanding. But my God Almighty, brilliant player for us, brilliant. You're not going to leave him out your team, are you? And that's the truth.
Well, the goals he scored, I mean, the one against Benfica last week was an absolute fabulous move, Big Dave. Then you've just his one in Belgium.
Yeah, fantastic, wasn't it? It was a back heel with Kamara, wasn't it? Right. And then was it Barisic that passed it, and one of the Rangers players dummied it, and Roof took it on and then just smashed it. He never smashed it. I mean, he did smash it, but I mean, he knew what he was doing. Mm-hmm. Right at the top, postage stamp. What a goal that was! I mean, it's probably the second best goal in Europe this year, isn't it?
Yeah.
That goal, I've not seen him play. That's goal of the season.
But Oxford, I knew he'd be a good player for us because I saw him at Leeds, and he was it Anderlecht who signed him from. Aye. He was always injured there. He just never got a run of games, consistent games, and they actually liked him there, but he just wasn't fit. He was all, for some reason, he was picking up wee knocks here and there. I don't know why, but if we keep him fit, he'll score us 20 goals this season easy.
Aye, he scores different kind of goals. He's got obviously the tap-in one for his 8-ball wonder. You know,
yeah.
I think I'll never do that again, but you never know.
Who knows, Ox? Maybe he's got another one of them in his locker.
For tomorrow night, we hope.
I've been impressed with him. I must admit.
And the position we're playing him in, that's the position he played for Leeds. Getting the front three. He played coming off the right. And it's seemingly that's his best position.
I agree.
So aye.
Wonder, he seems to get the club as well, doesn't he? Quite quickly.
Yeah, he does, Ox. I think I said to you before, he's on Instagram, he's got his family. I don't know if his family's moved up or not, but he's got all his wee kids, his kids all kitted out in the Rangers gear and totally embracing the club, and I think he's just loving life, and it'll be, when he sees the stadium full, he'll get to see the fans, and it'll be absolutely brilliant to see him live playing. It'll be fantastic.
Venner, I missed me. I didn't realise Andy joined us. Sorry, Andy boy, I never noticed you there, bro.
You're all right. Everybody okay?
All
Linda?
All right.
Hi, Andy.
All right. Hi, Andy.
Hi, Andy. You all right, buddy?
Yeah. Plodding away like you do.
I want his goalies. I want your top 5.
Right, I'll give you my goalies, right. Peter McLeod, number 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go for Woods at number 4. I'm going for Kloss, number 3. McGregor, number 2. And the Flying Pig. He's the only goalie for me. Absolutely brilliant. The save against Van Hooijdonk that day, like he broke their hat. That run we had with Gorham and the team, so it would always be Andy Gorham for me, definitely. My team on tomorrow night is the same team that started against Benfica. I think we got a goal with that, with the way we just blubbed at the last minute there, gave them a chance to go and put it right tomorrow. I think it'll be a tight game. Because, they're going to try and want to get in it, and I think, Rangers will be right up for this because we know what's there. I mean, practically a draw will do it anyway, won't it?
Pretty much so, mate, but I think it's exciting that we've got this tie and we can win, we can get through, but then back in the last 32 European competition, you don't know what it's going to take you. The revenue's good, Andy, everything's positive,
Fantastic for the club going forward, didn't it? Like you say, we just keep going steady away, take each game. As we said on many occasions, all of us right enough, we've got to win trophies and then they'll become where we want them to be and then we move on. But, surely, at the risk of repeating yourself, and that's what you're doing at the moment because everything's okay. So you can't really criticise. There's no kind of weaknesses there. So at the end of the day, we've just got to keep our feet on the ground and make sure that we, look after the game. With possession and ball and all that right enough and create these chances and hopefully our strikers up top will start scoring a few goals like the rest of the team. If that happens, I think it's happy days for all of us.
Linda, you come.
Yeah, I totally agree with Andy. I mean, up front, their roles are kind of a different to a certain degree, and I think we've already said that's probably why Alfie's not scoring as many goals, but Alfie's overall play has been, it's been really good. I know he gave the ball away a few times. I think it was against Aberdeen recently. He got a wee bit of criticism for that. But the way that he just comes out, links playing, he does take some really tough tackles as well, and he creates a lot of space for the other people up front and also for midfielders coming through. So I'm really happy with the front 3. But you're right, Andy, if they really start knocking in the goals, it's just going to be happy days for us, I think.
All right. Can I ask, you also having a good round the panel, I'll go to Big Dave first. Morelos, obviously he's not scored the goals this season. Is he a better player than he was this time last season? Dave and then Andy?
I think he's a better player. He's got more knowledge of he's learning, how to play in the system. Mm-hmm. He's obviously not a better goal scorer, but he's definitely a better... Sorry? He's definitely a better player, aye. Definitely a better player.
Okay, Andy?
Yeah, all round play definitely improved vastly. But it's like anything, he's further back, so he's not getting his goals. But it's like all strikers, they go through lean spells. Once he gets one, you might find they all come along again. But yeah, he's doing a lot for the team. As you know, I was critical at the beginning there. I thought, geez, what's he doing here? But you've got to look at what he's actually doing. In turn, the fact that he's coming back and moving out and pushing the ball around, it's letting the other guys get in behind these defenders. And I think that's bamboozling them up the road. And obviously in Europe as well, it's creating space. If he's doing what he's doing there, and we start scoring the goals and winning the majority of the games, well, we're not going to be bothered right enough, are we? But yeah, his all-round game, yeah, definitely. And I think he could get even better at the all-round game as well. That's my take on it.
All right, we've been joined by Robert. Robert. How are you doing, Robert?
I'm good. Evening, Ox. Evening, Bridge. Evening, Andy.
All right, Robert.
Evening,
Hi, Robert. Nice to hear you, pal. Nice to hear you.
Always great to hear you, and I'll save the best for last. Good evening, the lovely Linda.
Oh my
evening,
God.
Robert.
You made me sick.
How much did she pay you for that, Robert?
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
In your mind, Robert. What's on your mind, mate?
Anyway, the top 5 goalkeepers of all in my lifetime. Big gas meter at number 5 for his service to the club, Big Peter McCloy, and obviously been a Barcelona Bear. I'm going to go for, and I'm not going to be sentimental or anything because he's ready to break a record. And congratulations to Alan McGregor beating Barry Ferguson's record tomorrow night. So I'm going to put Alan McGregor in at number 4. Number 3, what a shot stopper, what a great goalkeeper, Stefan Klos. Loved him, absolutely loved him. And at number 2, honestly, Chrissy Woods, he's got to be in the top 2 because he came in at the time in Graham Souness taking over, and he broke that world record, of course. Don't forget all the games he went until Big Slim sold the goal against Hamilton. So big Chrissy Woods at number 2. But Andy Gorham has got to be the greatest goalkeeper of all time. And I always remember my old grandfather telling me in 1998, before he passed away, you know what, son, I seen the great Jerry Dawson, I seen the great Billy Ritchie. But I'll tell you one thing, Andy Gorham's the best goalkeeper of all time. And look at his saves against Van Hooijdonk at Ibrox before each game. His penalty save against Van Hooijdonk at Parkhead when big Van Vossen should have had it at his side. We missed a sitter for 2 years. Look at his saves against McStay. And look at what Tommy Burns said. He broke his heart and he'd be on his gravestone, etc. Andy Gorham, I'll tell you one thing, guys. No disrespect to Alan McGregor. Wonderful goalkeeper, great goalkeeper. But if Alan McGregor had been in this between the sticks in 1992 in Ellen Road, Rangers would have lost 4 goals, and you could have put Cloth and Big Peter in as well. What a performance that was by Andy Gorham. The greatest goalkeeping performance I've ever seen in my life against Eric Cantona. Single-handedly stopped Leeds scoring 3 or 4 goals that night. So Andy Gorham for me by a country distance.
Here.
I don't think people are. He's either in the 1 or 2 Gorham, and that's a big compliment to him, innit? It's a big compliment to him, innit? That people see him.
Yeah.
You know, he had about 3 years spell before he started picking up some injuries where he was unbelievable, Robert. Eh?
Oh, definitely. And also, when you look back, and I know people can say, like, so people can put the argument up and say, well, you've got to remember, Chrissy Woods had 2 world-class central defenders in front of him, and Terry Butcher and Richard Goff, and like people like that. You know, up to Big Peter McCloy, had the great John Gregg, had Sandy Jardine and the wonderful Tom Forsyth in front of him. Do you know what I mean? So they've all arguments with the defence, and I know Alan McGregor might have no greatest defenders, but the guys I've just spoke about. I just think Andy Gorham. I remember going to Parkhead so many times and watching them absolutely batter us. They used to batter us, and their old Rangers would stick in there and go up the park and get that goal. And a lot of that was down to Andy Gorham. Andy Gorham probably saved us about 6 to 9 points a season against them alone. That's how good he was. I just for a wee guy that he's height and all that, I just thought Andy Gorham was the best I've ever seen.
Can I ask a question, Austria?
You carry on, Bridge.
Right, pal. Does anybody remember McGregor saving that famous penalty save against Samaras at Ibrox? I think it was 2011.
I'm
remember that one? Unbelievable.
I remember that.
Yeah,
that was a great save. But
What a
I'm
save.
going to come back to Robert. What about McGregor's performance away back in the day in Werder Bremen, mate?
Absolutely. And you're going. I was just about to say that when Bridge came in there about the penalty save against Amaras. I was just about to say, what about his save against Diego against Werder Bremen? World class save. But see, to be honest, I've seen Gorham do that at least a dozen times, that save against Diego. Look at the one against Van Hooijdonk before each game. How did he get to that? And the penalty kick is right in the bottom corner. That was a great penalty kick for Van Hooijdonk, and how Gorham get down to that. And I've seen Gorham doing that many, many times. And the one criticism, if it is, remember Andy Gorham's first game against, was it Hibs or Hearts, when the ball came in and he stood in the top corner, and we were all saying, why have we signed him? Do you remember his very first game when he that howler? Tynecastle, remember the howler? So there you go. It just shows that as much as what a goalkeeper he was, he had one or two of his moments, but it was only one or two moments. Overall, just Gorham was superb. I just think, see him as a goalie, and that's no wonder they called him a goalie. And he just everything he done for us was just superb.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do now, just because I'm really interested. I'm going to bring the Fox in, get his thoughts on it, because he's always a keen judge, Mr. Fox. Mr. Fox, how we doing, brah?
Good evening.
How we doing, mate?
All right, Fox.
Evening,
all right,
Fox.
lads and ladies.
Hi, Fox.
Evening, Fox.
I think I find it very hard to split some of the top three goalkeepers, but number 5 would be the Girvan Lighthouse for me. Number 4, Chris Woods. Number 3, I would say Alan McGregor. Number 2, Stefan Klos. And number 1 is Andy Gorham for me.
Gorham seems to be getting the consistency for most people at the top of the tree, Fox, yeah?
Aye, well, Alan McGregor would be higher up, but Stefan Klos, mate, was a Champions League winner this season after we signed him, wasn't he? And their goalie, I think they used to call him. And I think he won 10 awards at Ibrox. I think it was 4 league titles and 3 Scottish Cups and 3 League Cups. And he spent, how long was he away? It was about 9 years or something. Spent a long time.
It was that longer than you think. You never played a lot at the end, but I'll get you his details, mate. I'll do that for you.
Aye, he had over maybe 200 appearances for Rangers. And for me, I thought he was a great goalkeeper at the time, but definitely Andy Gorham sneaks it for me.
Klos was another one that wasn't that tall either, was he?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. But Agile Klos, great feet, like Gorham, and that's what made the positioning so easy for him, Robert.
Definitely, and I think only a blemish against Stefan Klos, if you all remember, was when he had that bad injury and he came back against Celtic and he did cause, was it 2 goals at Parkhead, I think, a game? I can't remember the score, but I do remember him kind of being a bit to blame for a couple of goals. He wasn't himself, and he just came back for injury, so that's only a wee downside against him. But before that injury and everything, he was just wonderful goalkeeper, technique and everything, and his agility and all that, and his arms at times, you thought it was an elastic band with Stefan Klos, the way he could stretch up, and for a keeper, no, he wasn't like 6'3" or 6'4", how he could get up to the top corners and get to some of the balls. It was like an elastic band, his arm. Just wonderful, brilliant goalkeeper.
I would have maybe had a wee sneaky mention for Niven and Billy Ritchie, mate, because they were handicapped back then. They had to wear the woolen jumpers in the rain, mate, and that added about 3 stone to everything.
And a big slippy leather ball.
Folks, can I ask you a wee question, and same to Brisman, because I don't know if you were old enough to remember, but I used to kid my late father on. I used to go, Dad, how can you say that Niven was a goalkeeper? 7 by Niven in 1957. How can you say 7 by Niven? And he went, take that game away, that one game away, son. That's just one game the Rangers did. They turned up that game against them. But George Niven was a fantastic goalkeeper.
Absolutely. He was small. I think he was only 5'9" or something like that.
Both of them were small, I think, Bridge.
Richie was well built. He was bigger built, Richie. Tough boy.
And they were also playing with working boots on and all that.
With a big toe cap.
Boxy boy, Stephen Kloss played 297 games for the Rangers.
Well, there you go.
That's some stat. Stats will be raging with all them.
He joined us in 98.
What season would it be? About 26, 27 when Kloss got injured, and that's when Alan McGregor got his chance.
No, he really never played for us after 2-5, mate. Yeah.
I thought it was the season after that, but I'll take your word for it.
2-5. He only played 2 games in 2 years for us, mate. You know. So what a debate, and we've been blessed, Robert. Blessed with good goalkeepers. Obviously, with a period there, maybe not so good, but now we're back in track with Big John McLaughlin and Alan McGregor.
Brilliant twosome, yeah. Brilliant twosome.
Two wonderful goalkeepers, and I don't know how this the young boy McCrory's going to come on out. He's out and loan, am I right in saying that they've got high hopes for him? There's another young goalkeeper, I can't remember his name, and they're saying high hopes for him. Is it Firth's name? And they've got high hopes for him. But we have been over the years. We have been blessed with great goalkeepers. Obviously, guys that maybe, I don't know, Jimmy Stewart was maybe in the Rangers team, as you said about Nicky Walker earlier on. They're half decent goalkeepers. Big Billy Thompson came to us, although he was wonderful with St Mirren Dundee United. I'd have loved to have seen Big Billy Thompson.
Theo Snelders was with us.
Yeah, there's another one I was just about to come on to. Theo Snelders done no bad turn for us. Look at Ronald Waterous. Was it his first game at Parkhead, and he kept that belly moving. He had some cracking game. He's some cracking game for us as well. So we've always done kind of a well with goalkeepers, and long may it continue.
I think these are all crazy, not thinking McGregor's the best.
The Jim Stewart starlight is the fact that he was in the 74 squad for the World Cup.
That's right. That's correct.
You know, Bridgeman.
Just saying there, I think these are all mental by no picking Alan McGregor as the best goalkeeper.
Oh, Bridge, can I ask you honestly? Do you Bridge, hand in heart, do you actually believe Alan McGregor overall is a better goalkeeper than Andy Gorham?
Fantastic goalkeeper. Goalkeeper.
I'm not actually.
I think Gorham was a great goalkeeper too, but my preference for what he's done for Rangers, I'd most assuredly say that Alan McGregor, number one.
You're wasting the time. The wedding was last weekend. You didn't get
it. I know.
Obviously, Bridgeman, don't get me wrong. If what didn't happen in 2012, I think probably Alan McGregor might have got the greatest goalkeeper of all time. But you know what all happened? He left us and blah, blah, blah. And don't get me wrong, he has come back and he's done absolutely fantastic. He's done fantastic for us. But I just feel overall, Gorham, party 9 in a row, his European adventures, Leeds United, etc. and all that, his games against Celtic, etc. And McGregor's had some fantastic games against Celtic, they penalty saves not, but I just feel overall, Andy, I just can't see by Andy Gorham. I just can't see by him.
Would Eddie's remember Big Stuart Kennedy?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
He had a marvellous season the year we won the league, and I think it was 75, 76. Although he got a bad name because of the England game when we get cuffed 5-1.
5-1,
he thoroughly deserved his cap after that season that he had. Long time stand-in for, I think it was Peter McCloy. So I remember him as well, and I liked him that season.
He played more games than you think, Fox. I'm just going to check that out for you. It's you, because you're one of my favourites.
What is going on with him tonight?
What do you mean? Stuart Kennedy. We signed him for Stenhousemuir in 1973. He played 135 games for us, Fox. In the
5 seasons, isn't it?
He was in the team at Easter Road when we won the championship for the first time in 9 years. He then played 11 games in the treble season of 75-76, and then he played 22 games in the 77-78 season when we won the treble as well.
The big mop of curls, that's what I remember. He was the first one to have a pair of them that I'd ever seen.
Even before Big Derek?
Oh, well before Big Derek, mate.
Well, gentlemen.
Did he make you get a perm, Foxy? Did you follow him and get a perm?
No, I had naturally curly hair, mate.
Oh, aye, right.
Well,
Love
gentlemen, and Linda, we've reached that time of the evening. Would you believe that, Linda? 2 hours is gone.
Oh, it's just absolutely flown by. It's a great show tonight, Ox. Really enjoyed it. Thanks for having me on. Enjoyed the chat.
What about you, Bridgman?
Well, what can I say, guys? By the way, just to repeat that, it was been a marvellous night. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And 1-0 for the Jersey tomorrow night, so everybody else couldn't do it. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one is one sleep left. One sleep, and it's a big day for the Rangers. Everybody keep it going for the Rangers because the Rangers really need us. Keep it going.
Yep, I think it was Scott was the first time caller on it. Thanks very much, Scott. Great to hear from you. Big Al for Australia. And of course, Andy for Leeds, Robert, and Big Davey for Edinburgh. Big Dave for Edinburgh. 3 Rangers Radio legends. Bridgman and Linda for hosting the show with me. Fox and Old School Boy for battling away with the technicals in the background. This has been Rangers Radio. It was Stephen. The boy's name, no Scott, sorry. Stephen, first time caller. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night at 7 o'clock with a pre-match show. Thanks for listening. Take it away, Old School Boy.
Cheers, guys.
Yep.
Now there's a pub in Green Street where all good proddies you will meet. So come down here and together we'll have a jar. A welcome there you will receive, so good that you won't want to leave. A fine wee pub is Saltcoats Mermaid Bar. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. We all support the Queen and Crown. The prices here are the best in town, and the bar staff, they are one terrific crowd. Everyone laughing, full of cheer. It's one tremendous atmosphere, singing to support the red, white and blue. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. It's nice to come to the Mermaid Bar when Rangers are playing at Ibrox Park. You'll forget your worries and all your cares, singing songs against the Thames before you watch the Rangers win. For everyone here supports the Teddy Bears. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. If you are up from Belfast town, Tyrone, Fermanagh or County Down, Armagh, Antrim or Londonderry shores, the Mermaid is the place for you, so come and have a drink or two. Next time in Saltcoats you'll want to come back for more. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy, as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy, as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all.